miss my lady, Almarina's in a cornfield, riding in the daybreak, living.
We open with shots of the streets of Brooklyn. We see the poor. Elton John's Amarina is playing, and then we cut to the rich, and we just show this gap. These streets of Brooklyn, we see garbage men, people working on construction, and then we see people in these high-rises tanning on roofs and on the beach. We see people in boats, like, this is insane. And then we also see the rich and the poor commuting to work as a collective. This is all extremely important because it shows us the world that this story takes place in. We pan in, and we see three guys in a car in front of a bank. One of them walks in, walks up to the manager, and he very slowly and quietly pulls out a machine gun, points it at the bank teller, tells him, chill out, calm down. This robbery is happening. Guys are getting their guns out. They're telling people what to do. People are getting a little worried, but he's telling them, calm down, calm down. And then one of the guys decides, you know what, I can't do this. And he leaves. And that's the first sign that things are not going to go these guys' way. And our protagonist, Sully, played by Al Pacino, is getting a little worried. You can tell he's freaking out. He's not exactly the picture of stability. You can tell that he's worried, and it gives him this underdog feel, and it makes you root for him in a way. But he's not an idiot. He's smarter than you think he is. He knows a lot of things. He knows how banks work. He knows all the tricks. But he got some bad information, and there's not a lot of money in the vault, and he doesn't end up with much. And then the worst thing possible happens. The cops show up. So now Sonny, along with his friend Sal, have to take all these people hostage, and they have to try to work their way through this whole situation. What's really impressive about this movie is that at the very beginning, when the heist starts, there is a tension that is established. That same tension is maintained throughout the entire film. The whole time you are engaged, your eyes are glued to the screen, your butt is glued to your seat. It is completely enthralling. Part of that is thanks to Sidney Lumet's brilliant direction. He's able to make one location feel so interesting. The same thing with 12 Angry Men, where it's just this one location and you can just feel the heat in that one location just rising and rising. Everything becomes this ticking time bomb, and you were just waiting for it to explode. However, what truly makes you engaged is Al Pacino's masterful performance. Sonny is such a complicated character with lots of different layers. He's not a good person, and we know that, but he's an underdog, and he's fighting against the system that has kept him down, and that helps us root for him. And Al Pacino does a brilliant job of giving us all the different layers to this character. Al Pacino is able to convey to us the fact that there is something wrong with this person mentally, while still making the character feel human. He makes us understand what would drive him to rob this bank. He makes us root for him in his actions. But the movie doesn't shy away from the fact that he has done horrible things to a lot of people. Robbing this bank was a foolish and impulsive thing to do, and it hurts the people that he's supposed to love. But even with all that information, we're still with him. We're still on this journey. It's because Pacino is just so engaging. He's this outsider. He's this underdog, and we just can't help but root for him. The way that he treats the hostages, the way that he treats the police, it's different, and it makes you feel like he's a better guy than a common criminal. John Cazale, one of the great character actors of the 1970s, does a great job as Sal, Sonny's partner. His performance is subtle, it's quiet, and it's engaging. You can tell that Sal just kind of got roped into this whole bank robbery thing, and he's just kind of going along with it. And you can tell that he has this complex relationship with Sonny. And as time goes on, and you get to see that he's just this simple guy who lives in Brooklyn, you just start to feel for him. You start to feel really sympathetic to this guy who's just in this horrible situation. And John Cazale does a great job of communicating that through mostly facial expressions. And once again, he's not just some street criminal, he's a human being. Another thing that really makes this movie engaging is how real everything feels. Everything is done with subtlety and restraint. The way that they pull out their guns, the way that everyone talks and interacts with each other, it feels like how real people would interact. The cops outside are constantly screwing up, making mistakes, having miscommunications. In a lesser movie, they'd be this perfect elite force, but no, in this, they're constantly making mistakes. Even the cops are human. And it just makes everything feel so real and makes it that much more believable and engaging. This is probably the greatest heist movie of all time. It is completely tense from beginning to end. You will not leave your seat. It's a masterpiece of tension, acting, human drama. It's just brilliant all the way through. Dog Day Afternoon absolutely gets an A+.